So we've got a new toy, or new toys. I've known about these for a long time. It's kind of like Lego for fabricators, which is quite fun. And they're expensive, and that's one of the reasons I've kind of held off buying them. But they're one of those kinds of investments that will pay for itself over time, and probably quite quickly, really. What it is essentially pieces of manifold tube. So when we want to make a manifold, we'll kind of figure out where the turbo is going to go, and we can make a jig like we got here. The collector position is fixed, then the head flange position is fixed, and then we'll just take nominal bore bends, which is like 304 stainless, thick wall bends, and we will cut them as they kind of come in like 90s and 45s, and that's all you can get really. These are manufactured in their millions, they're super common, and we'll cut them, and then we'll end up with what are these basically, which is a manifold primary. So this kind of sits here, and we tack it all together, and then we kind of polish all the tube to make it look nice, and then we weld it all up. But one of the things is that they're quite hard, especially for the first time you make a manifold. It's quite hard to work out where all the pipes are going to go, where all the primaries are actually going to fit, how you can fit them in without them touching each other, and what the most efficient way to make them is. And what we kind of do is we would actually make a set of primaries that we would leave tacked up like this. So this is kind of our pattern set, and it tells us what they are. So 80-degree bend, 20mm straight, 102mm straight, 70-degree bend, and it gives me one to copy when I want to replicate it. So when I want to take my 90-degree bends, I know the first thing I've got to do is I've got to cut one to a 70, one to an 80, before I can actually start to assemble the manifold. So that's like one way of doing it, and we will just keep this set with the jig so that when we want to make one, we know exactly how to make it. We've got a perfect pattern that fits exactly as we want it to. We don't have to worry about forgetting or looking at pictures. We've got a set of primaries. So that's one way of doing it. But it is quite time consuming, because the initial kind of prototyping stage means that you have to do a lot of cutting, tacking, cutting again, cutting, tacking, to get it right. And because they're small, they're quite hard to hold, they're heavy, tacking it's hot. It's not necessarily a difficult process, it's just a process that you can make easier. And you make it easier with these, basically. These are Icengineworks modelling blocks. So what we get is lots of different blocks. We've got 4 different kinds with this set. So this is a 30-degree bend, and they basically just clip together. So you can see here I've got 2 clipped together, and this is a 15-degree bend. So in a set you can make a 15, a 30, you can make a 45 by clipping those together. You can make a 60-degree bend by clipping 2 30s together. You can make a 75-degree bend by clipping two 30s and a 15 together, and any combination of that, essentially. But what it does allow you to do is it allows you to rotate them, mark the position. So they seem pretty cool, really. It's really fast to actually, put a kit together, which is kind of the advantage. I can, although I know what it is that I'm trying to achieve, I can achieve it quite quickly with this plastic, with no wastage. I can actually build a manifold from plastic really quickly without actually having to cut or tack any material together, and it makes it super easy to record as well. So I've done this one. Next one to do would be this one through here, so I'll I'll do that one now. So that one is this one basically. So again, I know what I'm copying here, but this is where the limitations of the kit come in, because in the way we've got this set up now, I've got an 80-degree bend here. Now we can't make an 80 because we've only got 15s and 30s, so we can't make an 80. We can only make 90s, which means we'll have to adjust it a little bit. But again, that's okay because it's all adjustable. That's the beauty of the Lego. You can kind of make what you want. So we're a bit limited, just like Lego bricks, in that we can only make certain angles. You can only make certain things. But this is just when you kind of step out of the, you know, the kind of box in terms of, you know, making things. You're looking to try and be different. So I know to start with I'm going to need two 90s. So I've made two 90s, clip them together, kind of just like that is. Of course this one's an 80, but I'm going to make a 90 and see how we go. Because I can make a 75, which is closer to 80 than 90 is. But I'm going to make a 90 first, because I guess I've kind of got a feeling that that's what's going to work out. Yeah, so I'll make that. I need to make another 90 now for this next primary. So again, I'm literally clipping them together. And that would go directly underneath there. That makes that pretty much. And then here I've got 3, which will be 3 inch. So I'll take 3 of these inch long blocks. So these are all just an inch long. Clip them together. Clip that on there. Again, they've all got little arrows to like line them up, which is quite nice. And of course you can rotate a bend as well, so I can make a 90-degree bend, but this doesn't stop me putting a rotation in the middle of it and actually treating it like a 60 and a 30 if I wanted to, you know, if that was going to make it fit better. So that has kind of created what I've got there as a replica, but obviously it doesn't quite fit right. I'm going to need some rotation here, which again isn't a problem. We can rotate that as much as we like. A bit too much. But what we've got is we need a piece off the top here. So I don't think we're going to need to bring it out a bit more. Put that in there. So now we're getting closer already. That's on there like that. But we definitely just need a 1/2 inch piece under there now. 1/2 inch piece, clip that on, and that fits, you know, as quick as that. I mean, this is quite a simple one, this is quite a simple primary, but it just shows you how quickly we can assemble a manifold primary without having to cut. I mean, if I had to go to the bandsaw, cut some pieces down, you know, we'd be well into minutes, and I've probably done that in less than a minute. You know, we'd be, I don't know, it would take me, if I knew exactly what I was making there, to just cut that up and tack it together, it would take me at least 5 minutes in terms of bandsaw cuts, cleaning them up, tacking them together. And the beauty is with this, that if I decide I don't want to do it this way anymore, I can just take it apart and do it a different way, and it's not, you know, we've not had to use any materials to do so. So definitely seems like it's going to be a good investment, and I can see us using these on quite a lot of things to come. So yeah, any fabricators watching, you know, definitely invest. If you make a lot of turbo manifolds, it's an absolutely no-brainer.